So, Bud, you've won at 135, 140, 147, and 154. You never fought at 168. You think you have enough power to hurt the great Canelo?
Of course. I don't have to have enough power to hurt him. I just got to beat him.
So, Canelo, Terence is naturally the smaller fighter, quicker, more agile, but he does have a 4-inch reach advantage over you. How do you plan on dealing with this?
Don't get me wrong, okay? He's a good fighter, a great fighter. I always say before I see him calling me out and want to fight and everything, I see before. I say before, he's a great fighter. But if you look at his career, mention one elite fighter. Just mention me one elite fighter.
So Postal wasn't elite?
Who?
Victor Postal.
Who's that guy?
Oh, so he wasn't commercialized. He wasn't a great. Ricky Burns wasn't elite.
What? 40 years old champion in that moment beat Mr. Poster in my gym. I saw that.
So Ricky Burns wasn't elite?
Ricky Burns doesn't elite.
Okay.
He's not elite.
It's cool. Is
there a champion?
I'm going to fight another elite
There is
fighter
a champions,
in September.
good fighters, but elite fighters is different.
So
wait.
So I'm going to fight an elite fighter in September.
Yeah. Okay.
Then we're
going to find out.
Then we're going to find out.
And don't get me wrong, you're a great fighter.
I know I'm great.
You're a great fighter. But are you going to find out? I hope your uncle Turki Alashi pay you enough money because it's going to be the last. That's for sure.
It may be. Maybe.
I hope he pay you enough.
But after fighters fight me, they never the same. So I just hope your career continue.
If you look at my career, never the same after me.
How long have you guys, obviously thinking about this fight and then fighting another great fighter like Canelo and like Bud?
No, I never thinking about the fight Crawford. I never in my life, because he's a low weight than me. So, but I never thinking about it. But that's the fun part of boxing. You never know what is gonna happen, right? And now we are here. And I'm glad to share the ring with one of the best fighters out there, and I'm just can't wait.
So even though you see a small fighter, when you look in his eyes, do you see a fighter that could possibly beat you?
No, never.
So,
never.
So he will never beat you.
Obviously he's a special fighter. He's a good fighter, but that's why they are good weight classes, right? And we're gonna find out September.
During their second media event, Canelo Álvarez and Terence Crawford came nose to nose, but the situation quickly escalated. The intense rivalry boiled over when both boxers shoved one another in a surprising clash. The sudden shove was so intense that Dana White had to step in immediately to prevent it from erupting into an actual brawl ahead of their upcoming match. The face-off was truly unique, and the entire press conference unfolded like a theatrical event. This time, Crawford showed his true nature, boldly stating once more that the upcoming match isn't just any fight for him, it's a relentless pursuit, a hunt he's determined to win.
Keep it real. I'm hunting him. That's it. I'm hunting everything that he got. And I'm going to take it come September 13th.
Where would you rank yourself among the list of greatest of all time?
When I win, I'm going to be at the top. Facts. When I win.
Amid the heated press event, Terence Crawford wasn't only directing his words at Canelo, he also confronted the skeptics in the audience. Despite the boos raining down from the crowd, unshaken by the backlash, Crawford embraced the tension and confidently forecasted how the fans would react once the fight was over.
Well, I want all the people in the stands that boo me, they're going to cry when they go home.
Go ahead. I just found out what the sign language means for cry. Dana, I'm from the UFC world. You're bringing me over to the boxing world. I appreciate everything you've done for combat sports. What does it mean? How does it feel to you to be one of the masterminds in what could be the most viewed fight in combat sports history?
I've always had this theory that if
Terence believed that all the challenges he faced, including the long wait without landing high-profile opponents, were part of a bigger divine plan. He insisted the timing of the Canelo fight wasn't by chance, saying, "I'm fully convinced that everything unfolds according to God's schedule. The reason I missed out on those major bouts is because God was preparing me for this exact moment. Now is my time." At the press conference, Crawford was the one doing most of the talking. Meanwhile, Canelo stayed mostly silent, except for that one intense shove during the face-off. His calm demeanor before that felt almost menacing, like a storm quietly brewing. It was clear he wasn't interested in words anymore. He seemed ready to settle things right then and there. The moment the fighters pushed one another and tempers flared, members from both sides jumped in, escalating the tension with louder shoves and heated exchanges. What began as a tense face-off rapidly spiraled into a chaotic scuffle, with Crawford's trainer Bomac clashing with Canelo's crew either to protect his fighter or fuel the disorder. It became obvious that the hostility extended beyond just Canelo and Crawford, engulfing everyone nearby in the conflict.
See the clear difference. I'm not saying that Terence Bud Crawford is afraid of Canelo or that Mike Tyson was afraid of Holyfield, but there was some reaction. Maybe with Bud Crawford, this is really the biggest moment of his career, and he kind of felt it at that moment, but I think it was a genuine reaction. He just did not look like the Terence Bud Crawford.
Dana White jumped in at the perfect moment to diffuse the chaos, once again showing why he's crucial to maintaining order at these events. But he didn't just break up the fight, he also stirred things up further by revealing a significant bonus, adding extra excitement to the already intense atmosphere.
bonus that night is going to be over 6 figures. We're still talking about it. So, it's going to be a big number. Whoever wins the performance bonus for the night that night.
When the bout was first revealed, many doubted Crawford's chances, claiming he was too small to compete with Canelo at 168 pounds. Critics argued that stepping into super middleweight territory was beyond his reach, especially against Canelo, who reigns as the undisputed champion holding every belt. Yet, with confidence and pride, Terence Crawford reminded the world of his own elite status, insisting that despite the overwhelming focus on Canelo, he considers himself just as formidable and deserving of the spotlight.
So, we got two legends fighting each other, and I'm definitely, daring to be great. And I'm going to be great September 13th. No credit away from Canelo's skills. A lot of people, they only talk about his power, but he's very skillful in there, and, he's...
Beginning his career at lightweight, Crawford is now making a bold leap up to weight classes. Initially dismissed as mere hype or a money move, the narrative shifted after the intense face-off and press tour. Suddenly, this matchup has become the fight fans are eagerly anticipating. By striving to become the first male boxer to claim undisputed titles in 3 separate divisions, Crawford has shown that his ambitions go far beyond just collecting belts.
Me up there, Mount Rushmore. I'm looking forward to it, becoming the first 3-time male undisputed champion in 3 different weight classes.
Eddie Hearn revealed that Crawford's unwavering sense of confidence initially impressed him to the point where he was leaning toward picking Crawford as the winner. He described Crawford's belief as so genuine and compelling that it was tough to doubt him. However, after witnessing the intensity of the face-off and press conference, Hearn admitted his opinion shifted once more this time, swinging back in favor of Canelo.
But
kind of like, he convinces me that he's going to win the fight. He's such a believer in his own ability, and he's very convincing. And then you see the presser yesterday, and I thought Canelo looked really well. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, he's a big lump. So I was always Canelo, then I sort of leant towards Bud, but now I'm back with Canelo. So.
After the fight, tensions between Crawford and Eddie Hearn spilled over onto social media, where they exchanged sharp remarks. Crawford accused Hearn of disrespect and using his name to hype events, while Hearn fired back, questioning Crawford's dedication. Despite the feud, Eddie acknowledged his respect for Crawford's skill and admitted he enjoys watching him fight. At the same time, Hearn felt Crawford didn't fully appreciate the part he played in promoting his career.
I like Edgar. I think he's a really exciting fighter. I don't have any beef with him, and I wish him the best. But he should have the respect to say, me, Eddie Hearn, really done a great job for me.
How is Crawford going to be able to bridge this weight gap?
I don't think he can, in all honesty. I mean, he might not be able to bridge it on Saturday.
Yeah.
So
one weight class.
68, yeah, but you're coming up from 35, 35, 40, 47, 54. Sooner or later, it's one too many. And 68 is definitely too much.
Yes.
But you have to use your movement. If you're Terence Crawford in the fight, the last thing you want to do is stand and trade. He'd be moving a lot in that fight, trust me. I'm not saying he'd be running, but he would be moving a lot. Of course, that's the way to beat him.
Yeah.
Crawford's victory earlier this year against Israel Madrimov caught everyone's attention as he controlled the fight and secured yet another championship. With titles in 4 separate weight classes, he remains undefeated, brimming with confidence, and continuously improving. Crawford shared that legends are remembered for achieving what others deem impossible. For him, defeating Canelo Álvarez isn't merely a target, it's a deeply held belief that he can make it happen.
Well, you think that those guys are fight. You do a good fight. Do it this way.
Since his loss to Dimitri Bivol in 2022, Canelo has remained unbeaten, but his most recent bout against Caleb Plant left many fans underwhelmed. The fight was notably slow, recording the lowest punch count in any 12-round match, leading some to speculate that Canelo might be losing his edge. Unlike others, Canelo didn't boast about being the greatest Mexican boxer ever or compare himself to past legends. Instead, he let his career achievements speak for themselves. However, when addressing the upcoming fight with Crawford, he was crystal clear there was no doubt in his mind that he would come out on top.
I don't know. Let's see when I decide where I'm going to be in the league. But for sure, I would be Terence Crawford, no matter what. I don't look it like I'm going to be the greatest Mexican ever. I don't say it. I think my number is going to start when I decide. It's going to be one of the greatest fighters for sure. That night is very special. All around this fight is special, and I think they don't want to this fight.
Canelo Álvarez delivered a sharp comment directed at Terence Crawford during a conversation with Turki Alalshik. The event's chairman wasn't just playful. Banter Canelo was taking a clear jab at Crawford's slippery fighting style, suggesting his opponent would likely dodge direct confrontations instead of engaging head.
It seems to be something out there like the way for you to win this fight is to move. Is that true? Okay. You need to put in more range. More range. That's more range than that.
Canelo Álvarez admitted uncertainty about the style Crawford would bring, but assured he's preparing for every possibility. He expressed his desire for an exciting fight, hoping Crawford would come ready to battle rather than evade. I don't know what kind of fight he'll bring, but I'm preparing for every style. Canelo said, I want a good fight for the fans. If that doesn't happen, I'll do whatever it takes to win. Meanwhile, Bill Haney, father and trainer of Devin Haney, passionately supported Terence Crawford during the tense build-up. He noted that as soon as he arrived, the atmosphere changed and the stakes became clear. Haney firmly rejected claims that Crawford is too small or scared of facing Canelo, emphasizing Crawford's readiness for the challenge.
You want to see this in the first listen, we tired of playing. Did you see it kicked off? when I showed up because Crawford ain't nothing to play with. He ain't scared of nobody, and you ain't too big for Crawford. So kill that narrative. It's over with. Blood has been drawn, and you're going to see. Crawford is the best fighter in the world.
Bill Haney didn't just offer verbal support for Terence Crawford. He put his money where his mouth is. Confident in Crawford's chances, Haney wagered $100,000 on him to defeat Canelo Álvarez.
I bet 100,000. That's what you're betting. That's what you're betting on it, Bill. No. Yeah, so go get y'all the 99. $1,000, baby. What's up? Watch. Listen. Canelo will be beat up like a bloody pulp when it's through. Talk that shit, Bill!
Showbiz shared his reasons for now believing Terence Crawford has the edge over Canelo Álvarez. He explained that Canelo often loses steam when forced to fight from a defensive stance, when he has to chase or react instead of driving the action. Showbiz believes Crawford's clever footwork and tactical approach would put Canelo in exactly that challenging situation.
To go to his corner, and he's gonna look at me, and I'm gonna be like, I know how Bud Crawford beats Canelo Álvarez. Canelo Álvarez isn't effective, and he gets tired when he boxes going backwards. So I was saying, how is he going to do that as a small man? I know.
To support his view on Canelo's difficulties with movement, he pointed to a classic example, Canelo's bout against Floyd Mayweather. He recalled how Mayweather's agile footwork and precise counterpunching forced Canelo into a defensive, retreating style, wearing him down as the fight progressed. Drawing a parallel, he suggested that Crawford's skills could create a similar scenario, putting Canelo on the back foot and draining his effectiveness.
Did Floyd stop Canelo in his tracks? One punch. Terence Bud Crawford can be strong enough and he's smart enough with good enough footwork to jab him right at the belt line. What Floyd did was he paired it with a straight up top. The jab.
What began as a matchup many dismissed has now become one of boxing's most eagerly awaited battles. From intense stare-downs to fearless predictions, every moment before Canelo versus Crawford has cranked up the excitement. Whether it's Crawford's unwavering confidence, Canelo's cool composure, or experts shifting their picks, this fight is about more than just belt sits, about cementing a legacy. When September 13th arrives, it won't just decide a winner. It could change the meaning of greatness in the sport. If you're as pumped as we are for this epic showdown, smash that like button. Subscribe for the latest fight news and drop your pick in the comments. Who's taking history or Canelo? Let the debate begin.